Hi, I'm Alena Chapman, and I'm a medicine woman, and I have a story for you today that means a lot to me. Started out very scary, but it turned out to be so special. Here we go. So what was happening was I was driving back, and it was about 2018, 2019, I think right around there. It was right after COVID, and everybody was still in their homes. And on top of that, I was coming back from the very Northeast, from New York City. I was coming down and I was driving. Very, very bad roads that day. Lots and lots of snow, lots and lots of ice. It was really slow driving. In fact, it was so bad, I saw 2 accidents that happened right in front of me. It was not a good day to be out, and not a lot of cars, and those that were there were getting into the accident. So anyway, I got myself into my lane and I'm driving, and it was a very exhausting drive because of the amount of concentration it took just to stay on the road. Most of the time, I was just trying so hard to find a car to follow their tracks and have my lights really bright so that they knew I was there. It was really bad. Anyway, as happens when you drive a car, you start to run out of gas. Simple as that. And so my fuel was getting low. So I was about, I think, in maybe Pennsylvania, I'm not sure. And, but a very rural part. It was really, there were no cars on the road. And I had gotten off because the gas station was supposed to be close to the exit, but it was not. So I found myself on this road with maybe one other car, if any. And I am driving to this gas station going so slow. I mean, I was not even going above 30 if I was going 25 because of the snow. Anyway, I saw that the place for the gasoline station was open. So I turned in and I started to fill my tank. Now, there is no one else there. I'm surprised the place is open because it's dead. It's in the middle of cornfields and there's nothing there. And so I see this car pull behind me. And I think, okay, another lone traveler. Well, then the person, a man, got out of the car and started to he had a sweatshirt on and he pulled it up over his head. And as I'm starting to fill up my car, he starts walking over to me. Now, as a single woman, no matter if I'm a medicine woman or not, someone who's walking over to me on a desolate road, and on top of that, I didn't even tell you that it was also coming into evening. So it's also, the sun is going down. So you're thinking to yourself, as a woman in this situation, this doesn't look good. I took a deep breath. I thought, okay, I'm going to stand my ground. And I said to him, as he was at the edge of my car, and I am right at the gas tank, which is close to the edge of the back end of my car. So he looked at me. I said to him, hello, can I help you? He said, yeah, I was wondering if you had a couple dollars for gas. Okay, well, at least I know what he wants. And I said, I'll tell you what, let me finish my gas here and then I'll talk to you. That gave me time to get my own emotions in order, to also think about, if things went sour, just to get my little act together, basically. And so I was almost done totally with the gas tank, and I looked at him, and he was very gaunt, meaning the cheeks had sunken in, long face, startling blue eyes. But he looked not well. So I said to him, so what's going on? And he said, well, if you really want to know the truth, I am dying, stage 4 cancer. Okay. So yeah, and I'm one that you tug at those heartstrings and being who I am. But more than that, being who I am as a medicine woman, I kind of surpass that as much as I possibly can, which is hard sometimes. But I saw the way he looked. He was sick. I don't think he was lying. And I said, oh, okay. And then, being who I am, I heard the messages. I heard, tell him the truth. Tell him what is waiting for him. Tell him that he does not need to be afraid. And I looked at him again, and I could see that fear in him. And I said, you know something? You don't need to be afraid. I said, and I explained to him, because where he is going is unconditional love. Total unconditional love. And that it doesn't matter who he is or what he has done. And all will be let go of. And he will be his true self in the light with all of source, or monad, as I say, or God, for some other people call this incredible universal force. And all the ones that love you will be surrounding you. And it was really funny because it was exactly what he needed to hear, and he took it in. And I gave him some money for gas and a little bit more because his electricity had been turned out. He couldn't work. He was in the fourth level of cancer, so he couldn't work. And so I made sure that he had a little bit more money, and I also gave him my phone number. And I said, if you need any guidance through this process, you can call me. And then he went his way, and I got back on the road onto that wonderful journey getting home. Now, I'm going to fast forward really fast. About 3 months later, I was sitting in my living room like I'm sitting now, and I was just doing some work. And it was early evening, about 4 o'clock, 4:30, same time as when I met him at the gas station. And I was just working away, writing something or whatever I was doing. I don't even remember what it was. And all of a sudden, I felt a presence in the chair across from me. And I look up, and he is sitting there in spirit form. He is sitting right there in my house. And I said, well, hello. I said, how are you? And he says, I have passed, because sometimes they can astroplane. And I said, okay, I see that. All right. I said, are you going to the light? He said, I have come just back to tell you thank you. He said, you are just what I needed. Oh God, it brings tears to my eyes now. You are just what I needed. Because now I had the faith to go towards the light. I wouldn't have ever gone towards the light if you had not told me. But you see, it's the guidance. It's always the guidance. Because I am also human, obviously, and a medicine woman. But as a single woman too, you do have fear when someone approaches you. I could have let that fear take over and missed an incredible opportunity to help somebody on a journey that could be very scary for them. But my guidance said, tell him. And so I gained my own strength, and I told him. I don't know what I would do without the guidance, without the incredible connection that I have had so many years. And that's why I wish it for so many other people. Because how many times do we just go into that taught way of being scared of everything, especially women? We're always looking behind us. So something like that would get you hustling into the car, don't care if you even fill it, and you go. But if you have guidance, the world opens up into so many incredible ways that you would never get the opportunity to experience. And that, for me, was an incredible opportunity to see the power of just words can happen on a person to help them in transporting themselves into a new dimension, into the light. I mean, that was priceless. So anyway, I'm offering a class for those who want this kinds of guidance. And it is a 6 weeks course. Why does it take 6 weeks? Well, not because they don't want to talk to you. They definitely do. It's because us as people tend to put up blocks like crazy. And most of that is disbelief of some set. Either disbelief of that, or disbelief in ourselves, or disbelief in, I don't know, whatever, or fear of what it is. So it takes a little bit of time, and 6 weeks I have found by teaching this course so many times and helping thousands of others, is that 6 weeks seems to be the perfect amount of time for you to gain the confidence in yourself and the confidence and the belief system in yourself that you all of a sudden know that I can do this and I accept it and I can let go. Okay? So if you're interested, take the link below and also subscribe, because I've got many stories that I'm going to share with you. I've been doing this a long time, and with that come many, many stories. So I enjoy having you here, and also send this out. I didn't even think, share please, because you may help someone. You just don't know. So I appreciate it. Thank you. I love you all. Have a beautiful day of peace, tranquility, and love. Bye-bye now.